Okay, so greetings class. So in this recording, we're going to talk about the roles of ICT in teaching. Okay, so this will only be a brief discussion as some of you have already finished the discussion on this one. Okay, so according to Garo in 2004, there are 9 roles of ICT in teaching. Okay, and they are as follows. Number 1 is to arouse and sustain the interests and attention of the students. Okay, so one of the ways that ICT can actually arouse the attention of your students is by providing more visual or more sensual stimulations. Okay? Kasi when it comes to technology, usually kasi before the advent of computers and etc., what we have are books. Okay? And as we all know, books are visual materials. Okay? With the advent of technology, we now transition into a more concrete, okay, into a more complex set of materials, which is now the audiovisual materials. And of course, there are some new technologies that are trying to venture into digital reality or to even tactile experiences on the field. Okay, so this multi-sensory stimulations, multi-sensory information actually get the attention of your students kasi nga mas maraming senses nila ang involved in gathering information. Okay? So, number 2 is to concretize abstract concepts. Okay? So, when we say concretize, meaning we see in a more concrete, realistic, or even in a more, what do you call this? Colorful manner. Okay? So, for example, sa mathematics deal with shapes. Okay? Or a part of it deals with shapes. With the current technologies that we have now, mathematicians are able to simulate complex equations wherein the students can understand what their picture, what their graphs look like. In science, there are some things that we cannot bring to the classroom, whereas technology can actually help us model this particular things na makikita ng mga estudyante. For example, mga dangerous chemicals. Okay? Dati, hanggang imagination or picture lang. Ngayon, you can even have videos. You can even have infographics talking about the said dangerous materials in the classroom and etc. Okay? Number 3 is to make learning more permanent. Now, the idea of making the learning more permanent is the more rich, the more concrete, the more, what do you call this, multi-sensory our experiences are, the better we recall, the better we retain that kind of learning. Kaya sinasabi dito, it makes learning more permanent simply because mas marami tayong nakukuhang raw information, and at the same time, mas marami tayong na-associate na experience sa technology or sa mga lessons na natutunan natin through technology. Number 4 is to provide self-activities for independent learning. Okay? Nung kasagsagan ng pandemic, one of the things that some people did was to study online. Okay? These people are quite delighted when they saw na napakarami palang mga activities na pwede mong gawing online. Madaming skills na pwedeng matutunan online. Okay? And these abilities allowed them to learn new skills na hindi naman tinuturo sa classroom. Okay? Na wala namang supervision ng teacher. For example, one of the past trends nung kasagsagan ng pandemic would be the creation of dalgona coffees. Okay? Some cafes still serve dalgona coffee nowadays, but still, nag-rise sa popularity yon during the pandemic, and a lot of people has learned to do such that without the supervision of someone else. Okay? And then number 5, increasing vocabulary by eliminating verbalism. What this means is that with the advent of technology and the use of technology tools, we are allowed to practice. We are allowed to draft our ideas, our script in teaching, and then make them more concise. Make them go straight to the point rather than giving multiple analogies, rather than going around the bush or beating around the bush. Okay? Kasi when your explanation is more concise, the less time it will take you to explain it to your learners. And at the same time, the less time the learners will spend in learning that particular skill. Okay? So, this manifests when you use technology tools such as Grammarly. Okay? Yung Grammarly, it has a feature that allows you to compact your statements, to rephrase them by using smaller word counts. Okay? And dito ko yung kasabihan na sinasabing less is more. Okay? Kasi wala nang nagmamodel na mga confusing words sa iyong explanation. Number 6 is to develop continuity of thought. Okay? Now, as future teachers, there will be time na when you are explaining in front, okay? Yung explanation naman natin, usually, we get that from what you call spontaneous ideas. Okay? Pag nagbabasa tayo ng mga sentences dyan, one of the things teachers do is to make an explanation on the go. Okay? And think of situations on the go. Now, that is actually a skill that your instructors are still trying to master. Okay? Kasi it's a skill that takes a lifetime to even improve. Now, where does technology go into this? There are times na while you're thinking of a particular thought, pagkatapos mo explain yun, mawawala ka na sa discussion. Kasi nagamit mo na lahat ng mental faculties mo doon sa pag-create ng explanation. Okay? Dati isipin mo, sana nga ulit ako. Ngayon, with technology, for example, yung PowerPoint presentation na ginagamit ko ngayon, okay? I can look at the outline. Alam ko kung ano yung susunod na roles of ICT in teaching. So, kahit I am thinking of explanations on the fly, I can always look at the representations at my outline and go back to my explanation. In that way, there is a continuity of thought. At the same time, habang tinitignan ko ngayon at nag-explain ako, okay, nakakaisip na rin ako ng idea on how to explain the other roles of ICT in teaching. Okay? Next, increase the quality of learning while decreasing the time spent. Okay? So, this is connected with role number 5. Pag napakonti na yung words, mas kokonti na yung magagamit na time, whereas mas madaling maiintindihan ng mga estudyante kung ano ibig mo sabihin at kung ano yung kanilang mga gagawin. Okay? Kasi less instruction time, more activity time means na yung learning ng bata ay mas hands-on, mas active sila sa kanilang learning. Mas marami silang opportunities to try out their own skill. Okay? So, ganun po. And of course, yung mga assessments natin, okay, yung mga tests natin, yung mga activities natin, nag-evolve din sila in accordance with the technology we are currently using. Okay, kung dati gumagamit pa kayo ng cartolina, Manila paper to make your reports, ngayon, you can create PowerPoints. Diba? Okay? And with PowerPoints, you are allowed to customize more than just your text, more than just your font, but also the transition, the animation. Okay? Kahit mga notes, pwede kang maglagay. This improvements in representation, in creating your own outputs, actually improve your quality of learning. Because you associate creativity with the output that you are expected to put out. Okay? That's only one of the many examples on how quality of learning has improved with ICT. Okay, number 8 is to check pupil preparedness. Okay, now, there are times that you use flashcards in the classroom. Okay, usually in grade 4, mga practices sa math yan. Okay, so, diba? Pag nagpapakita yung teacher mo ng flashcards, nakalagay doon 4 plus 7, 11 minus 3. Okay, tuloy yun, sunod-sunod. Okay, para ma-practice daw kayo, para ma-prepare kayo sa susunod na, para sa actual lesson proper. Okay. Of course, ang maririnig ng teacher mo, madali niya marinig kung sino yung nagkamali. Madali niya ring makita kung sino yung hindi nagsasalita. Kasi flashcard is an example of ICT. Okay? And we use that to check pupil preparedness. So ngayon, ano kaya yung bagong mga uri ng flashcards? May mga flashcards pa rin naman. Okay, usually pwede mo siyang gamitin sa Excel, sa Word, etc. etc. So, hindi na siya usually mga hard copy ng flashcards. Mga, what do you call this? Mga online resources na siya to check for pupil preparedness. And of course, you have here, rule number 9, making learning more interactive. With technology, okay, a lot of the elements of learning has been given to the students. Marami na silang mga what do you call this, tools na pwedeng maka-interact nila. Mga online quizzes, mga online creation software na sila mismo yung mag-handle. Okay? A lot of you, okay, hindi naman siguro lahat, but some of you already had an idea on how to make a canvas sa kanilang website. Okay? Marami sa atin, meron tayong mga specific tools na ginagamit for our certain hobbies. Okay? So these tools allows you to be more interactive with your learning kasi mas hands-on ka, aside in contrast with the classic classroom na nag-lecture lang yung teacher. Pag mag-quiz kayo, hanggang quiz lang yung pinaka-interaction mo. Okay? But nowadays, there are many avenues for student output wherein the student can actually input more of their skills. Okay? So that is how ICT can make learning more interactive. So again, those are the 9 roles of ICT in teaching. O, diba? Very short lang. Okay? So with that, I'll see you in our next session. And I hope you have learned a good amount from this short recording. See you soon, class. Bye.